We good. We still good. We don't need somebody right there just in case.
We good?
Come on, come.
All right then. Shalom, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, Barakatah to the brothers. Yahweh Shemar Lathabah Shem Yahushua to the sisters. Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge in Dallas. Coming out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Under command of General Yohana. Ceremony to close the Feast of First Fruits. Ceremony to close the Feast of First Fruits. I just, we're not going to be long with this. All we're going to do is just bring out some scriptures. Let them know why we're into this particular high holy day and not celebrating some foolish man-made holiday. Let's get Exodus 34 and 22.
Exodus chapter 34, verse 22. And it shall come to pass, while my glory passeth by, that I will put thee in a cliff like of the rock, and will cover thee with my hand while I pass by. Exodus chapter 34, verse 22. Come on.
We'll skip that. Go to Deuteronomy. Leviticus 23 and 9. Come on. Just gonna read that chapter. Then we're gonna grab a few verses in the New Testament, and we're gonna go in and wrap and start the evening, start the feast, start the party. But Leviticus 23 and 9.
Come on. This is Leviticus chapter 23, verse 9. It's 2 words. Okay, let's see what we got. Alright, this got a 2 translations on it. Let's see.
If people is on the grave. All right, then.
Let's see. Yeah, it got this in Spanish and
No sweat. No sweat.
come on. This is Leviticus chapter 23, verse 9. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, When ye be come unto the land which I gave unto you, and ye shall reap the harvest thereof, then ye shall bring a sheaf of the first fruit of your harvest unto the priest. And he shall wave a sheaf before the Lord to be accepted for you on the morrow after the Sabbath. The priest shall wave it. And ye shall offer that day when ye wave the sheep and he lamb without blemish of the first year for a burnt offering unto the Lord.
Okay, so it's going once again where you don't come to the Most High with some kind of unrighteous sacrifice, a blemished lamb, and not the first fruits of your harvest. This is a celebration. This is a day to celebrate freedom from our enemies. We're coming to watch this. Freedom from our enemies coming soon. In present day, that be freedom from the Edomite Empire and going on to keep the law, statutes, and commandments in our culture in our own land. Doing it now the way we do it in the ISUPK is our way of preparing ourselves for the kingdom, preparing ourselves for Yahushua's return. Go ahead.
Okay. It's Leviticus chapter 23, verse 13. And the meat offering thereof shall be 2 tenths deals of fine flour mingled with oil, an offering made by fire unto the Lord. for a sweet savor, and the drink offering thereof shall be of wine, the fourth part of an hand. Verse 14. And ye shall eat neither bread nor parched corn, nor green ears until the self same day that ye have brought an offering, the Bible says, that ye have brought an offering unto you your God. It shall be a statute forever throughout your generations in all your dwellings.
Even in this captivity, once you find out that you are of the 12 tribes of Israel, blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, this celebration, this feast is supposed to carry us through the generation. There are kids in here right now that are one day going to be right in this body here in the ISUPK, right in the seats that I'm in and right in the seat these brothers in, going into these same scriptures. One day they're supposed to be carrying on the nation forward. The nation of Israel is being rebuilt right here in the ISUPK. This is an example of it. We're commemorating the Feast of First Fruits. We're gonna party a little. We're gonna feast a little. We're gonna enjoy the brotherhood. The sisters that are here are gonna enjoy the sisterhood, and we're gonna be dedicating this to the Most High. You know what I'm saying? Saying to Wada, thank you to him for getting us out of captivity, and to Wada for defeating our enemies. Because once we get the kingdom, we're not gonna be in captivity anymore. You understand? So these are holy days, like the Feast of First Fruit after endure. I mean, I'm looking at 3 kids in here right now. One day they are going to be right here. The males, of course, are going to be right here, passing these same lessons down. All right, go ahead.
Verse 15. And ye shall count unto you from the morrow after the Sabbath, from the day that ye brought the sheep of the wave offering, 7 Sabbaths shall be completed. Verse 16. Even to the morrow after the 7th Sabbath shall ye number 50 days, and ye shall offer a new meat offering unto the Lord.
So after the last high holiday, which was the Feast of Unleavened Bread, you're supposed to count 7 Sabbaths, and then at the very last Sabbath, you counted one more day, and that's when you're into the Feast of First Fruits, because it takes about 7 weeks for that grain to harvest. 7 weeks for that fruit to be ripened up for picking. So, there's a science and mathematics to it that only the Most High knows, which is why we're going 50 days. It's why they also call this high holy day the Feast of Pentecost. You know what I'm saying? Because Pentecost means, if I'm not mistaken, Pentecost translates to 50. And I may be wrong on that, but it's also called the Feast of Weeks. That's the other name for it. But we call it the Feast of First Fruits here. 7 Sabbaths and then 1 extra day. That's your Feast of First Fruits. 7 weeks from the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Go ahead.
Verse 17. Ye shall bring out of your habitations 2 wave loaves of 2 tenth deals. They shall be of fine flour. They shall be baked with leaven. They are the first fruits unto the Lord. Verse 18. And ye shall offer with the bread 7 lambs without blemish of the first year, and 1 young bullock, and 2 rams. They shall be for a burnt offering unto the Lord, with their meat offering, and their drinks offering, even It's like even an offering made by fire of sweet savior unto the Lord.
So it's doing with lamb, but you can pretty much get away with any meat so long as it's lawful. You know what I'm saying? A sweet savior. Let the sisters get a little creative with that if they want to. But it's an offer. It's a burnt offering made by fire. That's Israelite tradition. Cooked cooked well. Obviously not bloody or red. You know what I'm saying? Got a few more scriptures we're gonna get in the Old Testament. Then we're gonna get a few in the New Testament real quick. Good.
Verse 19. Then ye shall sacrifice one kid of the goats for a sin offering, and 2 lambs of the first year for a sacrifice of peace offerings. Verse 20. And the priest shall wave them with the bread of the first fruits for a wave offering before the Lord. With the 2 lambs, they shall be holy to the Lord for the priest. Two for the priest. Verse 21. And ye shall proclaim on the same self day, on the same day, that it may be in holy convocation unto you. Ye shall do no several work therein. It shall be a statute forever in all your dwellings throughout your generation.
For how long?
Forever throughout your generation.
Forever throughout your generations. Passed down from generation to generation to generation to generation. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you all need the ISUPK. You need this truth, all right? This is the way you get back, you get right with the Most High. Finish that. We're at 22. Finish that.
Verse 22. And when ye reap the harvest of your land, thou shalt not make clean rudiments of the corners of thy field. When thy reapest, neither shall thou gather any gleaning of thy harvest. Thou shalt leave them unto the poor and to the stranger. I am the Lord your God.
And of course, the stranger is talking about our people that are alien from the covenant, whoever it is that we are cast out. You know, they would just get the leftovers basically. They wouldn't get the prime cuts of meat. They wouldn't get to enjoy any of the hard liquor. They wouldn't even be in the congregation. They'd have to wait until brothers left the congregation for them to even eat. It's how serious it is to keep your nationality and keep your ways. You know, what we're doing right now, even in just this little setting. What we're doing right now is what our ancestors failed to do. You know what I'm saying? And it's how they got captivity. It's how they got slavery. You know what I'm saying? We're going to read now from the book of Acts. We're going to read a few passages there. Let me ask you something. Today, according to Esau's calendar, is Sunday. So a lot of you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans that are still in darkness, you all were in church today. Answer honestly. Put it in the comment section. How many of y'all in church had even talked about the Feast of First Fruits? Some honest question. How many of you talked about the subject? That's how far it is that we've gotten away from righteousness. But because of the ISUPK, because the Most High raised up this school in '69, I'll take one. Raised up this school in '69, you all have a chance to get back to the way things used to be. Go back to doing the things we're supposed to be doing. The water says, I appreciate it. Live. Get a chance to go back to keeping the contract that our ancestors, our forefathers failed to keep. I'm going to read from Acts 2:1 real quick.
The book of Acts, chapter 2, verse 1. And when the day of Pentecost was fully come, they were all all with one accord in one place. Verse 2, and suddenly there came a sound from heaven as of a rushing mighty wind, and it filled all the house where they were sitting. Verse 3, and there appeared unto them cloven tongues, like as of fire, and it sat upon each of them. Verse 4, and they were all filled with the Holy Spirit, and began to speak with other tongues as the Spirit gave them utterance. Verse 5, and there were dwelling at Jerusalem Jews, devout men, out of every nation under heaven.
Who was there? Devout men, who were they?
Jews.
Devout men were Jews. You know what I'm saying? Even in captivity here, because by this time we've been Hellenized, and now we're being occupied by Rome, and yet the honorable ones of us are still trying to keep their culture, still keeping the Feast of First Fruit, as the brother said, the Pentecost. That's where the term comes from. 50 days from the previous feast day. Enough time for harvest, enough time for food to have been born and bloomed and then been picked because it was ripe. Even in captivity now, we're supposed to be keeping and honoring the Feast of First Fruits. So all y'all deserve a salute and an applause for that. All y'all have made that out. Go ahead, verse 6.
Come. Acts 2, verse 6. Now, when this noise was abroad, the multitude came together and were confounded, because that every man heard them speak in his own language. Verse 7. And they were all amazed and marveled, saying one to another, Behold, are not all these which speak Galileans?
They were all the same people. The reason they were speaking different languages is because they were in all different parts. And some were in Galilee, some were in Ephesus, some were in Rome, some were in Thessalonica, but they all congregated in Jerusalem for the Feast of First Fruits. You know what I'm saying? They may have all been coming in different languages, but y'all gotta, when y'all are telling your family members, stay with the core principles in the sense that this Bible and the author of this Bible was all Israelites. Even though they were speaking other languages at the time, they were all still Israelites, and they knew where they were from, they knew their father's name, and they knew what tribe they were. Even after Hellenization, Paul was an example of that, and there's many examples in these New Testament writings. It's all about getting back what was yours and coming back to the Heavenly Father, just like you all have today. So, this is one hell of a turnout. I'm glad to see you brothers and sisters made it here. We are in what verse now? Verse 8. I'm gonna go ahead and finish it.
Come on. Acts chapter 2, verse 8. And how hear we every man in our own language, wherein we were born. Verse 9. Parthians, Medes, Elamites, and dwellers in Mesopotamia, and in Judah, Cappadocia, and Pontus, and in Asia. Verse 10. Phrygia, Pamphylia, in Egypt, and in the parts of Libya, about Cyrene, strangers of Rome, Jews and proselytes. Verse 11, Greeks, Arabians, we do hear them speak in our tongues the wonderful works of God.
We all know who our power was, no matter where we were. No matter where we were, you heard the brothers give you all locations where we were coming out of and all the languages we were speaking, but we all knew we were Israelites. The nations, the actual